did you manage to stay in touch with Scottish football while you were over there?
Well, there's scouting software. We had a programme there that I used to watch all various games in Scotland and England, like obviously old teams and stuff like that. But there's certain teams that you sort of tend to sort of morph to and watch, and obviously Peterhead was one of them. Obviously Mason played there, and I've got a family that played here as well, and my father-in-law played here as well. So I think it's a good club to come back to, and I know a lot about it. As I say, I can watch any teams, probably the last 20 games anywhere in the world. So obviously it's definitely that.
And you mentioned earlier about the changes in Scottish football. You mentioned the pyramid system. Mm-hmm. What other changes have you noticed since you've been away?
I think the more the professionalism, particularly at the part-time level. Obviously here there's the heart rate monitors, there's all sorts of things that weren't here before, although at other clubs in other countries have all had that kind of things, and the sports science things have definitely changed, the preparation for players, and obviously it's the same at every level. Well, obviously the League 1, League 2, it's the same here as well, which, I'm not saying I didn't expect that, I knew everybody would evolve, but there's just so many things, there's statistics, there's all sorts, and I think for me, I grew up playing in the sort of old school, and then the coaching part was the sort of new sports science, the new methods kind of thing, so I'm very well versed. I think you need a mix of both.
Nutrition plays a big part in the modern game, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, nutrition's big. I think obviously at part-time you've got to trust the players on that a little bit as well, but I think if they're professional players and they've got ambition in the game, or even if they want to stay in the game, if they're getting a bit older, they have to look after their bodies. And even at the level I played at, we used to, after games it was like pies and beer. Now you've got to fuel up straight after a game, ice baths, which we never had in my day. But obviously coaching wise you learn all these things and you see it work, and there's some good things and there's things I believe in, there's things that maybe I'd stay away from.
And just finally, it's probably no secret that you've watched the team a couple of times.
Yeah.
What have been your thoughts so far?
I think particularly when the team played Dunfermline, obviously it was top against bottom, but there wasn't that gulf in the game. Obviously the first goal that was conceded was a deflection, and even after that there wasn't a lot in the game. Maybe I put it down a lot to the injuries, players coming back, trying to get fit while playing, so that's a fine balance. And again, just the consistency of not having a settled team, and I think that's important moving forward, that you have to have players that or have a core of the team, but you look at it at the moment, there's strikers, struggling for strikers, so you're having players playing out of position a little bit, but that shows a lot about the character of the players, that they're prepared to do it. And I always feel that certainly when I played, that somebody asked me to play as a right winger and I'm left footed, I would go and do it. So, and I think that's what the players here, that's what we've got here, and again it's up to me to find a system I feel is beneficial to the players, okay, as a team, but individually as well. You want to have them all playing as comfortable as possible, but again, this league's, it's sometimes you can play well and lose games, sometimes you can play badly and win games. So I think it's just having that steel and determination that you might not play well, but it's about results at the end of the day. And that's what I've found over the years, is that you can play great football, paint pretty pictures, but if you don't win, too often I hear coaches saying, "Oh, you're unlucky, you lost the game today." He says, "Yeah, but we played it in the right way." And it's like, well, sometimes in games it's not going to plan, you have to find a way to win, maybe change something at half time or change things on the fly. So and as I say, I know enough about the players that they are quite adaptable, and when goals were conceded, the heads don't tend to go down, which is a good sign as well, and hopefully when myself come in, meet the players, give them a lift, but ultimately it goes down to games on a Saturday, and it starts against Kelty, so I know a good bit about them as well. So as I say, it's a challenge, it's one I'm looking forward to, and I think we've got a group of players that can do the job. the real start, although I've done a bit of homework in the background. So obviously it's a case of getting today out of the way, meet the players, give them a fun session, get to know them, being at the club tomorrow on a Wednesday, and Thursday another training session, preparing a little bit more for the game based on what I know, and then obviously Friday back here again. So it's going to be a very, very busy few days, and I know the good thing is after the game on Saturday we've got a free weekend, so we'll try and organise a game or two. I think some players need games, and obviously I need to see them all close up. It's okay watching videos, but you need to see them performing in games. So no, as I say, I'm looking forward to it, and can't wait for tonight. Looking forward to it.